On this episode of Conversations with Leaders in CTRM Technology, we're going to be visiting with Mr. Michael Snayd, Sales Director for Fendahl. So stick around. Hello, I'm Patrick Reams. Welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Leaders in CTRM. Today we're visiting with Mr. Michael Snayd, Sales Director for Fendahl. Michael, thanks for being here.
You're welcome. Great to be here.
For those that aren't familiar with Fendahl, and there may be some out there still, can you give us an overview of the company and the products and the markets that you serve?
Yeah, absolutely. Fendahl has been in the market for probably a good decade now, and obviously from a North America perspective, fairly new, but we do have a good beachfront here with some amazing customers that I've been able to work with in the last couple of months. Just a brief overview about us is obviously a global company. Houston is a new, I'd say, North America beachfront for us. We've just opened up a new office here, but we're out of Dubai, and we've got offices all over the world, from Singapore to London to the Middle East, and so forth. And we've had an extremely explosive growth in the last couple of years, in some cases up to 40% growth with new customers. And we've got an amazing group of people in India, as well as here in the States and in London, roughly around 350. I think that number varies. It continues to grow as we add some incredible resources globally to help support our customer base and implementation. We are privately held, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to join the company, is to get away from more of the investor type of software companies. So we're 100% invested by our customers. We're profitable, which is wonderful. And we focus on primarily what I call the true energy and commodity space, everywhere from metals, concentrate, to natural gas, all the way to crude refined products. We cover everything except for power. And there's a reason behind that. We can have another conversation, but that's our main focus. And the platform is modern. It's cloud-based. It's deployed in the cloud. It's Microsoft. All the nice things that come along with having a great system like that. So I think we're geared extremely well with our competition. And I think one of the big strengths we have is just customer satisfaction. That's one of the big things that I'm hearing is customers really like dealing with us.
Right. You mentioned natural gas, and I do know that you guys have moved into North American natural gas. I mean, it's arguable that there's more than 100 companies servicing CTRM, but very few of them, a handful, have really been able to crack the code of North American natural gas. Can you give me an overview of how you guys got there? What's your strategy there?
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing to think that there's over 100 software vendors out there, but there are. And I think each one of us have sort of a uniqueness how we approach these commodities. I think our strength in the natural gas market was we had a great partner. The partner that helped us do this was Mieko. They spent a lot of time with us. They wanted us to be successful as well as we wanted their project to be successful. So when you have a strong client who's willing to invest with their requirements and invest that in diffusion, I think it was a great combination. So our hats off to that client. But I'm a natural gas guy by trade. I came out of the industry. I've worked with many of the products in this space, and I truly believe this. And I think you and I spoke even before I joined the company, and we really have a product that will service this industry from a North America perspective, as well as natural gas globally. If you're going to be trading it on a global span, we could do that. But obviously, there's a lot of things that you have to be very good at here in the States, and I think we've accomplished that. And the sole reason is because we had a great partner, Mieko.
Yeah. Okay. What other markets you find interesting in North America outside of natural gas?
That's a good question. We are seeing a lot on the renewable side. So anything you can take and get credits for on biodiesel, soybean oil, fryer grease oil that's renewable. There's a big push into that space. A lot of new players. I really like working with clients that have maybe bought software in the past, but they've given up on the big guys and said, look, we're a small company. We're going to grow, but we don't want to pay the big company dollars when it comes to software, but we want a strong partner that can help us build into a new market, build out functionality. So we're seeing a big push into the bio space. And then, Patrick, really, it's it's the traditional refined products and crude here in North America that are trying to get away from big giant systems like SAP and maybe Ion and others and really go with a more modern technology like Fusion offers. We're seeing a lot of, I wouldn't say it's replacement business, but it's a lot of people who are very interested in knowing that there may be an alternative out there other than some of the big players.
And certainly it's a challenge, I think, for companies as they start to move away from, are trying to find a system and not have to kind of bind themselves to one of the biggest systems out there. So that's I think clearly a development we've seen as well. But what else are you hearing in terms of challenges from your clients or prospects as they start to look to move into CTRM solutions or to replace what they have in hand?
Yeah, I think the normal, or at least the common drumbeat, speaking of drums, is they want change from the traditional big honking systems. They want to be able to get away from having to be dependent on third parties to support their system, hiring, very expensive consultants when our technology, not just our technology, but I think anybody coming into this space, whether it's trading software or back office software, is if you can have a modern technology and a modern platform, it's going to save the company millions of dollars in investment. One of the things that we're hearing from the client is, and this is not a knock on the competition, but they want an alternative. There's got to be an alternative to what they're traditionally buying, which is an Ion product or an Inuit or something like that. They really want something new, fast, deployable, easy, commercially affordable. Those are traditionally I would say they're not complaints, but they're certainly concerns that these leaders have in these companies that they really want something modern and away from the traditional vendors.
Yeah, yeah. Certainly does jibe with the move towards the cloud and people looking to take advantage of the scalability that the cloud offers.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And one of the big advantages to where we're at is we can scale when it comes to new things that come out. I mean, obviously, we're a partner with Microsoft, but with AI coming out, there's some unique stuff that we're going to be rolling out that have AI capability, strong integration. You and I both know that it could take months just to integrate to one product. And so if you can make that transition smooth with concepts of open API, which has been around forever, but when you have a strong base, strong API, and you work closely with SAP, which we are partners with, integration becomes very simple for us. So we're not spending a lot of time and money on that side. We're getting people up and running live quick. And you know this, traditionally, if it takes 18 months, by the time you're done at 18 months, you have to do another upgrade. And it cost companies just outrageous amount of money.
Yeah. Well, great. I appreciate it, Michael. It's been an interesting conversation and look forward to future conversations, man.
Absolutely. Thanks, Patrick. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much. So that's it for us today on this episode of Conversations with Leaders in CTRM. Be sure to check out other videos at the CTRMcenter.com website or our corporate website at comtechadvisory.com. Thanks so much.